So picture this, 2019, I have $200 left in my pocket. And I couldn't even make rent that month. I was renting a room in Brooklyn. The only gig that I had at the time was a modeling gig that I would have once in 3 months for 1 week, and they would pay me $3,000 to $5,000 for that week, and I will make it last for like 3 months until the next time I got that job. But that month, I knew that job wasn't happening. Like intuitively, I already knew. So 3 days before the job, they call me and they say, okay, we don't need you anymore, you know. And the first reaction, of course, was fear and panic. But at the same time, I've been broke in New York perpetually so many times, like literally flat broke, that at some point it stopped producing strong emotions in me. But there was still fear and panic because I was like, wow, I can't even make rent. But at the same time, when that happened, I switched something on the inside and I said, you know what, I feel like God wants me for something better this week. That's why I need to be available. And I really said it and I really felt it, right? So I blessed the situation success regardless of what it was. So the next day, I had a lunch with a friend and I complained to him that I had some back pains. And he said, you know what, I'll gift you 10 sessions with the chiropractor. And I was like, thank you. And I got the 10 sessions, I made an appointment. So the day I was supposed to be at work, I was walking to have that chiropractor appointment. And I was on 53rd and Madison, and a man stops me on the street, right? And he started talking, and I didn't really want to talk to him, so I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. And he started talking to me, and then he mentioned that he is switching careers and he wants to represent artists now, and I didn't take him seriously. And then I said, well, I'm an artist and I have paintings, and I only had like 20 paintings at the time that I made, like small ones. And he said, show me your paintings. And I showed him my paintings and he goes, how much is for this one? And I said, oh my God, I don't know. So I was like, and I wasn't really selling my art at the time, so I was like, oh my God, I don't know how much. And I just said like $3,000 because that's what I was supposed to get for the job, right? For the modeling gig. And I said, I don't know, $3,000. And he literally reached into his pocket, took the envelope out and counted $3,000 cash and gave it to me. And I was like, oh, shit. But anyway, I got $3,000 and he said, bring the painting to the hotel the next day because he doesn't live in New York and he was flying away. So the next morning, I come to his hotel and I bring the painting and we have lunch, and he asked me about what I do, my paintings, my art, whatever, and then he asks how much for all of what you have. And I said, oh my God, it's like in my mind I was racing, like, I don't know. So basically I said, I think 90 or 95,000, and then he was like, how many drawings do you have? And I had 30 drawings, but I said 40, so I just went home.